2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 2. Codes Renaissance.
Okay, we are back and we're ready now to go into Game 5 here between Hurricane and Dark. Hurricane has only won one game. Dark is really crushing it. The only game that Dark lost was the pretty crazy all-in that Hurricane held off, and it's a pretty straightforward recovery from there, the Warp Prism counterattack with the Immortal. So I think Hurricane is going to have to step it up big time because Dark from A to Z seems to have the perfect approach to this matchup.
He has played so aggressively throughout this. I guess the biggest Mac reading he had was the Thunderbird game, which is a hard one to get aggressive on anyways, in which he went Muta to, and then counter the Stalkers very, very well. So overall, dictating really is the best way to describe it. Like, Dark is not letting Hurricane play whatever the hell he prepared. It doesn't matter what he prepared because Dark's not letting him do it.
Yeah, Dark is setting the board, and then it's up to Hurricane to come up with a solution. Now, I don't know what Hurricane's had planned in a lot of these games. We haven't really gotten to see it yet. But let's see if he can pull something off on New Repugnancy as we go into game number 5. Hurricane versus Dark continues on.
게임이 시작됩니다.
Hurricane. Gosu Crew, Dark.
So we've got the probe once again out on the map, trying to block that hatchery.
Yeah, doing a fine job. Oh, gotta be careful though. He loses that probe. That's when you really feel bad.
Yeah, that's when you're already off to a insanely bad start before it should have been possible to have a bad start. And we have Dark coming up here now, and he's going to go for the hatch plant.
So still kind of dictating the game.
Yeah, no, it's the same themes, absolutely. Yeah. And now it's going to be up to Hurricane to decide how many workers he wants to use to try to kill this off. The more workers use to attack this, the quicker it dies with the less money you're mining. And then also, Hurricane has to try to intuit what Dark is going to do behind this, because obviously Dark has delayed the Nexus from Hurricane without sacrificing that much, other than some progress back at home for him. And it just seems like Dark has a very good handle on exactly how to steer a game. So this is going to be canceled at the last possible second, and the drone might even be able to be used to scout inside to the main here if it can get around, and it is.
Yep. Some kind of good stuff there for Dark. This is definitely the type of play that he's been going for. Doesn't let him take that gas.
Yeah.
Being very careful about that. Doesn't want Dark to dictate any more than he already has. But can you pull things together now? We did see Trap pull things together against Classic.
So the drone's continuing to make loops around here, try to get a read on anything that will telegraph what the next few moves from Hurricane are going to be. And that's usually tech, and then how much gas is being mined, stuff like that.
Yeah, I like the adapt. I hope he sends the next one out here as well. Just trying to put a little bit of counter pressure on, forcing him to make lings, forcing lost mining time. These are small things you can do. Get yourself into a better position. Robo going down. Okay, so we have a much better idea now of what Hurricane wants to do. But for Dark, no third hatchery as of yet, but he is getting Zergling speed.
Okay, Adept's coming forward. Oh, almost gets the body block there on that third hatchery.
Right.
Just some pretty light harass here with these Adepts, just having these two move around the map.
Nothing that's happened yet is a super big deal.
And by the way, it's not entirely clear what Dark wants to do either here. He's just droning up.
Well, I guess, you know, there's two phases of questions. One, are you going to be super aggressive this game? It seems like the answer might be no. Oh, second gas. Hold on. Hold my breath on that.
I think there's still time for him to try to do that.
Okay, layer going down. You know, at a certain point, though, you got to look at it and say, okay, you're playing reactive now as Zerg, which is more of the natural state of Zerg, right? Dark mixes in a lot of aggression, but that window will eventually close to the point where the Protoss has enough, you can't really catch them off guard.
Right.
And then they're going to get aggressive. And that's where you have to be reacting correctly. So, could be what we see here. There is an Overlord hidden down at the bottom. We could see something like a drop coming in again. We'll see if he sends that Overlord up into a location to pick up Lings.
Nidus Worms have been very popular, especially in pairs here as well. So just something to watch for there, too. And we have the Warp Prism and the Adepts coming across the map again. Very light harass.
Yeah, not finding anything as of yet. But looking for things. That's important. You see that early observer?
Yeah.
That's
definitely a response from a previous game.
Well, I think he's trying to push back the Overlord there so he can harass more quickly with the Prism, but he's not getting anything done with the Prism.
Oh my God, not again! Oh! Just barely saves that.
Big sigh of relief there from Hurricane, but
yeah,
not perfect play for him.
He's looking just a little bit rough around the edges here with his play style.
Yeah. Zergling drop is going to be coming in. It doesn't look like there's a Zergling counterattack.
This is like just perfectly hidden.
Yeah. Just out of range. So that is very annoying. And he's actually getting into Hydralisk beyond this. Look at this, a great scout as well. He's going to be very happy with what he's scouting. Seeing the Forge in the Twilight, that means he's actually going to be able to get enough Hydras to fight.
Yeah.
If neither of those were there and he saw a couple more gates, he'd probably be like, uh-oh. You know, this is coming soon.
So Hurricane's actually going to be taken to third next, it looks like. At least we saw the hologram for that over there at the third base. The Adepts are going to continue to harass here. Again, this is the Warp Prism that took a real beating early on, so he's got to be careful if that ever gets isolated. It can be picked out very quickly, especially with Hydralisks in play.
Seems like we're going to get into Lingbane Hydra here from Dark.
Yeah, and it looks like he might try to be pushing in here pretty quickly. And he's just going to get the cancel. Look at that. Cancel and immediately leaves. Does not even lose a Zergling in the process.
Very nice stuff right there.
Dark is a killer.
Yeah, he's doing real well. Making quite a few Lings and Hydras at the moment. Now, does he go directly into Storm? He sees the Hydras. I feel like he's got to. Baneling Nest coming up. There it is. Okay, so this very likely is going to get into a big macro game. You know, there is going to be like a moment when Baneling's speed finishes and Hydra's as well, that possibly he can get in and do something, but with the Storm started this early, I can't really see, you know, Hurricane dying.
I think Hurricane has
whatever comes.
He's got stay power, I think, for sure.
Yeah. He's got like enough going on. You know, he's got some sentries there to slow things down. He's got Storm on the way. He's already warped in some High Templars, I believe. So he'll have the Storm energy. Which means that we're gonna get into like a real actual mid-game in PvZ. Nice.
Yeah, well, I think Dark has a lot of room to experiment here, right? When you're this far ahead, you can do all-ins, you can do conservative games because you've got such a win tempo on your side. But let's see how Hurricane does in this situation. We're going to finally get to see Hurricane play the game it looks like he intended to come in here playing, because every other game was Dark doing something very decisive that required Hurricane to start to be on the defense, start to be on the reacting end of that.
Yeah. No charge yet, by the way. That's kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a little bit strange.
There it is. He just realized it, because that's like the latest I've ever seen it started.
That'll happen sometimes. You know, we'll see players make two of the same tech buildings by accident. When it really matters the most, sometimes you'll see these occasionally somewhat novice mistakes.
So going to clean up these couple of Adepts, not the biggest deal. A lot of Lings being produced right now on 73 drones. This is the type of economy that can just consistently throw in Lingbane Hydra at your opponent. Drop Lord on the way.
Keep in mind with this Lingbane Hydra composition, although it's very explosive and can obliterate armies very quickly, when the Banelings are gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
And so sometimes if we see failed attempts by Hydra Bane over and over, the Zerg has exhausted a lot of what they were building up to.
Yeah, the main thing you're going to want to look for is Dark reducing the important unit count, the tech units, right? Is he killing Immortals? Is he killing Sentries? Is he killing High Templars? Is he killing Archons? Because if you can reduce those on your attacks, even if you're trading as a Link Bane Hydra player, you're starting to gain an advantage.
And this is also based off the different growth rates and the way that they produce between Zerg and Protoss. You know, you can't get all your Robo units back at once.
Yeah.
Whereas Zerg can just make everything from larva. Right.
You know, yeah, you can warp in a couple more High Templars, but you need to build that count over time.
Hold on, we got a push coming in here, and it doesn't appear to be that there's anything over here to defend. Meanwhile, a Zealot drop over there with the Warp Prism still alive in the main. Oh my God!
Wow.
The Bane drop was denied without being able to unload a single unit.
Yeah, mistake there, no doubt.
Dark, Dark
beautiful.
losing on multiple fronts here. Hold on, can he get a surround on this army? A recall would be ideal.
Oh, well, he actually starts to get a good engagement off here. Yeah, the recall, is that actually going to work?
Oh!
Okay. Doesn't spend his Banelings there, probably a smart move. But 10 drones going down, a base going down. He saved an okay amount of his tech units and got some good damage done. And stopped the Baneling dropper and all that, although that was really something neither of them were paying attention to.
What?
I just realized that when I laughed about it, it just sounded so stupid. But it was an honest laugh.
Yeah, you were genuinely amused by
well,
that.
he stopped that, but then I'm like, but really, I could tell neither of them were looking at it at all. It was queued up and it just died to cannon. So it's like, doesn't mean anything really other than thank God for Hurricane, right?
You might as well said, haha, I love casting these games, Tasteless.
Yeah.
You phony fake guy. So, right now, Protoss still on these 3 bases. Zerg is completely hugging the right side of the map with very healthy creep spread. Basically, Hurricane has to be really careful with how and when he engages because a few more good Baneling connects is going to drop Hurricane's tech to 0. Oh, I love this DT coming in here.
Oh yeah, that DT is very, very nice. Lurker tech on the way as well as that Hive. Oh, he's actually catching it. A decent amount of units here.
Oh, this is actually really bad. I don't know why the army is disjointed like that.
Yeah.
This Archon is not even being covered by the other Zealots there.
Seems like he maybe was sending over a small force to clear that area out because he needs to take a 4th. Like, that's #1 thing on Hurricane's agenda right now is getting a 4th base up. It feels like is he spending too much time on things like harassment? Like, yeah, he just killed 9 drones. I don't feel like that matters. What matters right now is getting a 4th base up and mining. Get a prism out on the map. Okay, you got to be ready for this next phase, which is going to be lurkers. Okay, there's the prism being sent out. Very, very important that he has that out there. This is so many lurkers. 19 lurkers.
Yeah. He might have a really strong push on that 4th base. Dark once again neglecting covering this area here. Now, even though Hurricane gets in here and does some damage, I don't know if it's really enough for Dark to ever have to worry about that. Gosh, that War Prism is still there too.
It's Innovation's battlecruiser on fire down there, Tasteless.
The last of the humans.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is there no observer over this?
Yeah.
Okay.
No sort of stop position or anything. That is just so many lurkers.
Yeah.
What an absurd amount of lurkers. Well, this is the time where you have to try to figure out what you're doing here as Hurricane. Like, are you going to try to actually kill the lurkers? Are you going to try to run around the lurkers, do harassments in other locations?
The runaround might be a good idea. The problem is if he runs around, the lurkers will get this 4th base.
Yeah, it's a real big problem. You have to, if you're gonna do the runaround thing, you have to already be doing it so that the lurkers can't be as aggressive.
Okay, so some storms are coming down here, but I think these lurkers are being spaced out really nicely.
So much.
Whoa!
Okay, I just saw like 8 storms go away. There was like 8 storms of energy just lost there.
Yeah. He's now going to push in here, and this is going to be a very hard location to try to break in. Keep in mind, the Overseer can assist with the Hydras sniping the Observers. The Observer location is actually in the center of our screen right now. The Hydras are going to come up and try to get that Observer now, and it's gone. There's one more Observer north of this screenshot here, just on the edge.
Yeah, a bit of an anticlimactic ending, I feel like. This is doing so much damage to Hurricane. Hurricane's lost almost his entire army. What he has left is so small,
God.
and it's going to get smaller.
Hurricane just got owned. GG.
Well, that is it. Dark makes his first GSL Codes Finals. Long time coming, seriously. The last 4 years we've been waiting for him to get this far.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he looked good here today against Hurricane, but I don't think that Hurricane was playing at 100% of what he can do right now. I think he was maybe a little bit rattled, and Dark definitely did his own work to get him rattled in this series by being so aggressive.
I'll tell you what I think, Artos. I think it's very clear to everybody in chat that Zerg needs a nerf right now because Protoss is just not
It doesn't
strong.
look like Protoss can actually beat Zerg after watching this series.
Dark made this look so easy. This was an entirely Protoss-dominant GSL, with the exception of Dark, the lone Zerg, with no Terrans, by the way, moving forward in this tournament. He's now in the finals against Trap.
Yeah, that should be a very, very good one. 1 week from today.
Hell yeah.
They will fight for their first GSL Codes Championship.
We're going to get this interview translated. Andy will be our translator. And we're going to see how Dark's feeling now that he's made it to his very first GSL Codes Finals.
네, GSL 결승이 참 오래 걸렸습니다.
He has made it finally into the GSL finals. We are going to have an interview with Dark, the winner of tonight's match.
축하드립니다.
Congratulations. Thank you.
드디어 GSL 결승
You finally
올라가게
make
됐습니다.
it to the GSL
소감
finals.
어떠실까요?
How do you feel right now?
아니 오늘따라 긴장이 너무 돼가지고.
You know, I was really nervous today.
이긴 것 같지 않아요.
And you know, everything just feels surreal right now.
네, 그동안 정말 아쉽게
You know, every time you slipped just barely.
하셔서 더 긴장이 되셨을
You know,
것
that's
같아요.
why I think you were nervous.
오늘은 그래도 이전의
But today,
스타일에 비해서 다소 일방적이었다고
You're
생각하는데요.
actually quite dominant in the match.
준비해온 대로 다 잘 풀리진 않았지만.
You know, everything didn't go as
그래도 잘
planned,
풀려서
but you know, it
일방적으로
went
이긴 것
relatively
같고요.
well today.
그래도 실수를 너무 많이 해가지고.
But I still made a lot of small mistakes.
좀 그렇게 기쁘지 않아요.
You know, I'm not all that happy right
실수를
now.
하셨는지도 잘 모르겠습니다.
You know, I couldn't tell whether you made
사실
mistakes, to be
박명호
honest.
선수의 결승 진출, 이렇게 프로토스 시대 마지막
In the age of
전투로서
great Protoss,
정말 어려울
you
때
finally
이뤄냈다는
make it to the
점에서
finals as a
더
Zerg
특별한
player.
것 같습니다. 지금 2017년 시즌 2 이후
After
저수의
2017
결승이
season 2,
6시즌 만이에요.
after
정중히
6
경사
seasons,
같은데요?
you make it here.
저는 근데 그런 건 딱히 모르겠고 그냥 진짜 우승하고 싶다라는
You know,
생각으로.
I just had one goal, and that was just to
진짜
win.
이번에 우승하고 싶어요.
And this time, I want to really win.
정말 우승하고 싶으셔서 그런지
I can tell
정말
your
준비가 잘 돼
determination.
있는 모습이었습니다. 오늘 가난한 저그의 운영을 제대로 보여주셨죠.
Definitely showed how to play Zerg today,
밀어붙였던 것 같아요.
as you are the
이런
quintessential Zerg
가난한
player.
저그식의 운영을 마스터했다 이런 생각이 드실 텐데요.
마스터는 이미 16년도부터
I mastered tactic ever since 2016.
저를 상대로 많이 꼬이게 하는 준비를 많이 해요.
And you know, I made the tactics so that Protoss players would find it hard to deal with.
유용이도 약간 준호 형처럼 준비해서 그냥 쉽게 이겼던 것 같아요.
And I think that's why I won easy today.
모습 보여주셨죠. 이렇게 잘하는데 연습 과정에서 키보드를 부술
You're so
뻔했다는
good,
게
but
믿어지지가
you mentioned that you wanted to bash the keyboard during the preparation
진짜 많이
process.
스트레스 받아가지고요.
And I was really stressed out.
요새 받는 스트레스가
These days,
게이머 생활하면서 전체적인
you know, like the stress I get these days,
스트레스가 너무
just
세가지고
like it
생각할 게 너무 많다
overwhelms all the stress I've got in the past years.
박명우 선수가 스트레스를 받으셔서 저희가 오늘 아주 멋진 경기를 본 것 같습니다.
Because you were stressed
자,
today,
박명우의 첫 번째
we got to see your
GSL
magnificent
결승.
match.
자, 상대가 조성우
Your first
선수라서
GSL finals,
자신감이
and the opponent will be Trap.
네네.
실제로 지금 트로피 들 생각하고 계시나요?
Are you thinking of lifting the trophy right now?
그냥 사실 도우 형보다는 편하니까.
You know, he's easier opponent than Classic.
하려고요. 뭐
So I'm
상호
kind
형이 요새 너무 잘하다
of
보니까
at ease.
기세도 좋고 하지만
You know, I'm in a good
저도
momentum,
만만치
and
않고
he's in a good momentum as
빨리
well.
경기하고 싶네요.
I just want to quickly get into the
첫
match.
번째 결승 정말 그동안 꾸준히 응원해주신 팬분들도
The first
많이
finals,
생각이 나실
and
것
all the fans
같습니다.
were rooting for you on the way.
팬분들께 하시고 싶은 이야기 있으실 텐데요.
Any final words to your fans?
진짜 GSL에서는 이제 처음으로 결승이다 보니까
It's my first finals in the GSL.
오래 걸렸고요. 뭐
It's been a really long
10년
time.
정도 있었지만 어떻게 결승까지 잘 왔네요.
But
근데
I
이제
finally make it to
진영
finals.
형이
But you know,
결승 경기를 중계 못 하고 가시잖아요.
JYP is gonna go to the military, and
그런
he's
말
not gonna be able to broadcast my
내가
finals.
그 뭐야 은퇴하기 전에 군대 가기 전에 너 결승
And JYP
준비하는 게 내 꿈이다 이런
Said
식으로
that
말했는데
before he goes to the
어떻게
military, he wants to cast my finals.
그 며칠 때문에 네,
But you know, unfortunately, he can't do that because he'll be leaving soon.
우승해서
And today's his last
맛있는
cast.
술 들고 가려고요.
네, 그래도 이렇게 박명우 선수의 배려 그리고 생각에 박진영
Oh,
해설이
that's
아주
really
고마워할 것
wholesome
같습니다.
from you,
자, 그럼
Dark.
마지막으로 박명우 선수의
And
첫 번째 결승전 각오를
Last of all,
들어보도록 하겠습니다.
your resolution for the finals, the upcoming finals.
GSL에서는 이제 처음이지만
It's my first time in the GSL to make it to the finals.
많이라면 많이 해봤기 때문에
And you know, I played many matches in the GSL,
꼭 우승할 수 있도록
and
하겠습니다.
I'll make sure I can win in the finals.
축하드립니다.
Congratulations once again.
So exciting to have him in the finals. This is such.
박명우 선수 만나봤습니다.
This is going to be a really special finals, no matter who takes it.
Indeed, it is. A big deal for Dark. You know, we've been talking about it for so long. He's been such a top Zerg, and here he is in the finals that he really wants to get to, right? He's been to BlizzCon finals, but like he's a creative player. He plays in GSL all the time. He's got all these records that he's farming for, like always make it into GSL and all that, right? And finally, he's gonna get his shot.
And he's looking better than I think ever before. I mean, he's looking to really have hit his prime. And this is going to be a tough one, I think, for Trap. The only thing that Trap has going for himself is that he's at least got some data on how Dark's recently approached this matchup. But I also feel that Dark probably has quite a lot of different strategies he can employ here to try to take on any Protoss.
Well, he showed a lot of different plays here today, so
Yeah, quite a
Jada
wide range.
Greenwings is going to have their arms full, trying to prep for all the different things that Dark can bring in. But that should be a much tighter match, I think.
So Trap versus Dark will be at our studio, same place as we're here at now. It's going to be on Saturday at 5 p.m. KST. Again, we are selling standing room tickets at the studio at 12 p.m.
40 sitting tickets, 60 standing tickets.
Thank you. But you need to get down here early if you're going to get that. And even if the sale starts at 12, I would get here even a little bit earlier than that because
You gotta be first 100 in line to get something.
that's right. We also will have additional room if you want to watch and at least be close to us in proximity. We're going to have, I think, the conference room in B1. I've never actually been to this place. There's somewhere else in the building that we'll be putting you guys. And if you just go to the front desk, I think that can all get sorted out there.
So definitely gonna be worth your time. Can't wait to see what happens with this finals. Like, does Dark finally get that championship, or does Protoss win the season?
Screenshot this if you can, guys, if you need to have some kind of, additional information about, how this is all going to be done here. By the way, what a short day.
Yeah. It's
But
definitely
an hour and a
quick
half
one.
broadcast.
Well, round of 4, especially with such aggressive games, short
Yeah.
series. This can happen. I think the finals will be a lot longer. I just can't wait to see if Dark finally wins a championship.
That would be crazy, but hey, man, if Trap wins too, what a story that is. I'd never honestly thought I would be casting Trap winning the finals. And so that's kind of it's a real indicator of just how old StarCraft 2 is now and, how hard it is for the players that we normally talk about, players like Stats, players like Maru, how difficult that is for them to stay on top.
It's been so long as well since we've had a Zerg champion. Last one being Sulky in 2013, I want to say.
Yeah, it's
That's a
actually
long
been
time ago.
a shockingly long period of time
Yeah.
for this tournament to have a Zerg champion.
Yeah. And Sue's
Sue
been
was
there
supposed to do
enough
it 6 times, and it didn't happen.
No.
They
He
were
messes
there,
the
they just
stats
weren't
up.
winning. Yeah, even though we have Zerg world champions at BlizzCon and everything else, not in the GSL Codes, not that often. And this is also very cool because if he wins, it's similar to Season 1 of GSL where Fruit Dealer won when Zergs were getting owned. Zergs were not doing well in Season 1.
Yeah, that's true.
He was like, I think
was
one
a
of
hard
2 or
race
3
at that point.
Zergs. In what round? It's a long time ago. It was
Yeah,
years
not many Zergs made it.
Not
in.
many Zergs
Not
made
many
it.
The greatest of the
This was
Zergs,
8 years ago, yes. And we might have something similar here now. Despite all the Protoss dominance, perhaps the best player is Dark. But, of course, if Trap wins, that's also an incredible story as well.
Yeah.
So many other Protoss players, I personally, and I think I'm not alone on this, other people would have ranked ahead of Trap. Classic, Stats in
sure.
years past.
But he has been on the rise for quite some time. So
And he really held his own against Classic. And honestly, Classic was the person I think most of us thought was going to actually win this season.
yeah. Well, he made it to the round of 4, not too bad. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over to something else right now. Our esteemed friend, the wonderful commentator,
Korean
JYP,
commentator, JYP,
is going to the military. He's been a commentator here for so long. You guys mostly watch us, so you might not know, but he has become quite a legend in StarCraft 2 out here because he's just so smart about the game.
Yeah.
Out of all of the casters that play StarCraft, I think he's the strongest. He used to be a pro gamer. He's just such an amazing, nice guy too.
Yeah, we love this guy.
JYP.
Charming guy.
He's such a good guy.
But yeah, he has to do his mandatory military service. We got a quick video for you.
저희 코드A의 이제 포문을 열어줄 해설위원이죠. 말하듯이 하는 해설 좋아하는 박신영 해설위원이 자리해 주셨습니다. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
네.
제가 프로게이머 하던 시절부터
예.
해설이라는 직업에 굉장히 관심이 많았는데 이거 제가 하고 싶다고 할 수 있는 직업이 아니라서
그렇죠.
이런 기회가 올까라고 생각하던 찰나에 은퇴하니까 이렇게 좋은 기회가 오더라고요.
네.
정말 준비 많이 했고 앞으로도 많이 할 테니까 칭찬 부탁드립니다.
진영아 이번에 군대 가는데 되게 남일 같지 않구나. 잘 갔다 오고 나중에 훈련소 후기 좀 들려주렴.
점점 뭔가 좁혀오는 느낌이 들 텐데 너무 걱정 안 할 필요 없고 너가 없는 동안 GSL 해설 기다리고 있을게. 열심히 하고 몸 건강히 잘 돌아오렴.
처음에 프로게이머를 시작했을 때 TSL이라는 곳에서 진영이 형을 처음 만났는데 잘 챙겨주셔가지고 그때 기억이 많이 남아요. 꼭 가기 전에 제가 맛있는 거 사주겠습니다.
진영아, 형이야. 우리가 같이 한 지가 지금 5년 됐는데 좀 이게 남일 같지 않고 짠하더라. 나는 내년에 민방위 끝나거든. 진영이가 좀 건강하게 잘 다녀와서 우리가 만날 수 있었으면 하는 바람이 좀 있다. 행복하자. 박진영 화이팅!
드디어 우리 진영이가 갈 때가 됐는데 스트레스 최대한 받지 않고 이왕 그렇게 된 거 2년 뒤를 기대하면서 기다리겠습니다. 화이팅!
너한테 이렇게 영상 편지를 쓰는 건 처음인 것 같은데 그동안 동료로 동생으로 나에게 정말 큰 힘이 되고 또 의지를 하기도 했던 그런 너가 군대를 간다고 하니까 굉장히 아쉽고 건강하게 또 더 멋진 진영이가 돼서 나왔으면 좋겠어.
진영아, 네가 GSL 해설을 막 시작했을 때가 엊그제 같은데 벌써 꽤 오랜 시간이 흐르고 이제 떠날 때가 되었구나. 잘 갔다 오고! GSL 계속해서 2년 후에도 네가 다시 돌아올 수 있도록 노력하겠다. 진영아, 잘 갔다 와라. 빠이빠이. 우리 박진영 해설의 입대를 축하합니다. 벌써 5년 됐죠, 그렇죠? GSL 해설한 지 그동안 참 너무 수고 많았고 또 새로운 인생의 경험을 하러 가니까 건강하게 잘 다녀오고 이거 하나만 잊지 마. 나 땐 3년이었다. 긍정적인 마음으로 건강하게 몸과 마음을 또 새롭게 하는 좋은 시간이라고 생각하고 계속 응원할게요. JYP 박진영 화이팅!
진영아, 너와 선수와 조연출로 만나서 그 인연이 지금까지 이어져서 이제는 GSL을 이끌어가는 어엿한 두 사람이 되었는데 내가 지켜본 바로는 너는 뭐든지 열심히 하는 친구이기 때문에 앞으로 네가 가는 또 다른 도전도 잘 해낼 거라고 믿어. 잘 갔다 오고 너가 GSL 잘 지키고 있을게. 진영아 안녕.
제가 진영 씨 처음 만났을 때는 2017년 여름 시즌2였던 것 같네요. 그때 제가 영상 만드는 거 진영 씨가 많이 좀 도와주고 했었는데 그때 너무 고마웠고 그러면서 진영 씨가 좀 더 친해졌던 것 같네요. 진영 씨 잘 다녀오시고 진영 씨 갔다 오셨을 때도 GSL 지금보다 더 낫게 더 좋은 퀄리티로 항상 유지하고 있을 테니까 또 와서 재밌게 해봅시다. 잘 다녀오세요 진영 씨. 안녕.
진영아, 그동안 고생 많았고 어윤수 GSL 우승하기 전에 돌아와라. 군생활 열심히 하고
듬직한 덩치만큼 선수들, 스태프, 관객들 가리지 않고 두루두루 살펴줘서 고마웠어. 멋진 선수였고 또 훌륭한 해설이었고 그러니까 아마 멋진 군인이 될 거라고 믿고 고마웠어.
feels good, man.
So very touching. See
Wow.
JYP on the edge of tears there.
So we did the best to try to make him cry there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to be going. He unfortunately will not be here doing the GSL Codes finals. He has to leave on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing him come back. But of course, we will be having a new commentator coming in soon.
Yeah.
Which
So
I can't tell you who it is.
You know, he has to go to military service. Everyone that is a Korean male citizen has to do that eventually. It's really sad to see him go. He really is such a nice guy. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about JYP, nor do I think I ever will.
Probably not.
Just a wonderful, wonderful person to work with. Sad to see him go.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
That's rough, man. You just got to do that military service if you're a Korean out here. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on this very short round of 4. We love you guys. We will see you on Saturday for the finals. Do not miss out. 5 p.m. KST. Again, tickets come down at 12 p.m. Or if you can, even a little bit earlier, but come down. They go on sale at 12 p.m. And we can close it out, right? We done?
I guess
all
that's
right.
it.
That does it. We love you guys. Again, see you at the finals. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.